The readings today have a theme. The theme of joy. The disciples rejoiced when they saw the Lord come into their presence after his resurrection. From the Acts of the Apostles that we read today, there was a sense of joy with these early Christians. People would look at them and say they're different. They gather together with joyful festive meals. They see who needs what, and they give of what they have to the other, and they do it all with a smile on their face. And there was something so different. And the outsiders would look in their lives and say, there must be something's off. They must just be drunkards. They just drink all the time, that's why they're so happy. And they really thought things like this. Those Christians are strange. Because the charism of a Christian exudes that great joy. That amazing great joy, which is authentic joy. It's not just people walking around with a plastic smile on their face. But because we as Christians know the end of the story, we know the resurrection. We know the resurrection of the body. And we've seen the resurrection in our lives in so many ways. The birth of children, the forgiveness of sins, the reconciliation with family members. Springtime, newness, resurrection. But how often do we lose that? And with that, we lose a sense of joy. Just the other week, I was celebrating a daily mass here, and a friend of mine was sitting in the back, and I don't think I was having the best morning. And we all have good and bad days, but after the mass, he came up to me and says, "What was that?" I said, "What? I just celebrated Mass." He says, "You did not have a smile on your face at all, the entire Mass." And I wanted to be in the back just going, it's like, do you understand what you're doing? Why were you in such a bad mood? And of course it makes me stop in my tracks, but we all do it. We've all been given so many blessings, great gifts, experienced so much resurrection. We can let the little stuff just bog us down and we can look like zombies. If we're supposed to be representations of the Christian body of Christ, when people do look at our face, what do they see? When we look in the mirror at home, what do we see? Yes, we have worries, we have anxiety, we have illness, we have all sorts of things in our lives. But can we see past that and see the resurrection, the end of the story? We've all, in some ways, have stuck our finger in the side of Jesus and have felt his wounds and have experienced such miraculous things in our lives. Can we hold on to that and remember and live for the end of the story instead of being bogged down by all the little stuff? So may we be a people of joy as we receive the Eucharist today, and always be mindful of all the gifts he has given us. And sometimes it does take somebody else to come up to us and say, "Hey, where'd your smile go?" And we should remember that we are Christian, we have so much to smile about. As we continue this Easter season, we rejoice with great, great joy of the resurrection of Christ, not just 2017 years ago, but who still is risen from the dead.